Hi everyone and welcome back to the road to 100 million here on Kylora Farm. Now we're going to start off this episode with doing something that I should have done previously. We're going to start off by changing our outfit and getting stuck into it. We've got a lot of things to do today. We've got a lot of work with our sheep. We've got a lot of work with our new factory, or I guess our new production. And we've got a lot of things that we're going to get focused on this episode. So it's the start of the year, it's February, March, but we're going to start off by choosing a new couple of outfits. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not familiar with all of the brands yet. I'd like to be, but right now I'm not. So I'm just trying to choose a bit of a different outfit, maybe a few different colors compared to what we had last year, just so we have a little bit of a variety between the years. I think it's probably important to track the progress and to be able to justify, moving forwards. And it'll be a good way to show that we have a new outfit every year. And to be honest, it's quite fun. It's quite fun picking out the random shoes and the random sort of pants and jumpers and whatever we're going to be wearing. So I'm not the best when it comes to vanity, but I do like every now and then just, once a year is a good amount of time just to be able to pick. But anyway, we're nearly done with this. We've got a lot to do today. So I'm going to get started. I know this is in the background as we're just choosing a nice cool hat. We're going to get started today with firstly stacking up the wool. So the sheep are producing a lot faster rate than what I was anticipating. So I should say they're producing wool, of course. Now, for now it's fine because I've got enough meadow grass in the meadow to be able to feed them all. But it's going to get to the point in the future where I feel like we're going to produce more wool per month than what I'll be able to put into the spinnery. So, also, by the way, before we get started on that, I just want to show you guys, obviously, it's now March. We've moved into March, and there are absolutely no subsidy incomes. So, I don't know exactly what it is that I'm meant to be doing, because obviously I've got everything covered in oilseed radish. I've got all the fields that we currently have. They're all covered, in oilseed radish. And I've got no subsidies. You guys can see I'm checking the economic analysis right now. And there's nothing there. So I really don't know what I'm missing. If you guys could please let me know in the comments. I was very disappointed to see that I wouldn't be able to get a subsidy. It was a little bit frustrating, but it is what it is. As we just sell 40k worth of products, we sold some oil and we sold some wood beams. It's that time of year where it's nice in March to be able to sell a little bit more. I feel like November, January, and March are pretty good spacings. Like we're pretty good spaced out on all the different products that we can sell at the right times, and it's a steady flow of income. Because I usually like to take the loan for the project for that year in and around sort of November, December, January time anyway. So I feel like we're pretty well set up to progress the farm. And to be honest, the rate of progression I can feel it starting to increase. It's been a little slow, and I know I've not been the best at the game, but we are starting to get to the point where we're going to be able to go a lot faster, I think. But you guys get to watch in the background a nice little bit of me trying, and I should say struggling, to use the front loader attachment. Now, one of the things I've been really hoping to get is maybe potentially getting something like a Manitou or a Merlot. One of the telehandlers, because that'd be really good to be able to do with all this stuff. I think it'll be a little bit easier to use the telehandler than it would be to use the front loader John Deere tractor, but I'm going to have to make do for now because beggars can't be choosers. We have a $300,000 loan, and I've only got 50k in the bank, and this is the road to 100 million after all. But back to what we were saying before. So these sheep are going to be producing wool at a faster rate than what I can use it for. So I'm going to have to figure out what to do, because the spinnery alone isn't going to be enough. Maybe I need something else to be able to keep producing, but at this stage, the amount of fabric that's produced from all this wool isn't going to be keeping up with the amount of wool that the sheep behind me are going to be producing behind the tractor right now. So maybe I start stockpiling. I could do. It just means that, oh no, I've left them on the forklift there. Let me put them down on the forks, I should say. It just means that we're going to have a lot of surplus product. So is it best to sell it? It probably is. It's probably best to sell it in the month that it produces the most wool, but then we might have a situation where, I've got, let's say, 20 pallets, 20 pallets of wool ready to be sold, but, we're 6 months away from the best selling price. What do I do then? Do I hold them? Do I sell them? I'm not sure. So it's good in one sense because we are producing a lot more stuff for the farm, and the farm is progressing, like I said, at a lot faster rate. But in another sense, the production capacity that we have, we currently have more materials than we do production capacity. So I don't know whether it's worth investing into another spinnery. I potentially could. I feel like we're going down the animal route of the farm a lot better, as I just drop that half pallet of wool there. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's nice to be able to make money from lots of different avenues. That way we're not sort of confined to one product or one particular type of work all the time. Like if I was just in the combine all the time, and that was the only way we can make cash, as I give up on that half pallet, then it would be probably a little bit of a bore and a little bit frustrating. So it's nice to have a lot of variety, but at the same time, I'm not being efficient. I'm not maximizing the amount of profit we can produce. So maybe that's something to consider in the future. But either way, I'm very happy with the sheep. They're turning out to be quite a good investment, and I'm pretty stoked to be able to have another sort of source of revenue in the calendar year, because for a while it was a little bit tedious to play until I got to November or January, because then I could get all my money from selling all the products and then sort of start on the next year, and then the times in between I wasn't really doing much. So now I feel like the save is progressing at a much faster rate. Like I said, I'm going to stop saying that because I've repeated it like 4 times. But swings and roundabouts. I'm pretty happy that we managed to save up enough money to purchase the spinnery last time around. I think later on in this episode we actually might be able to sell our first load of fabric and maybe some wool as well, because like I said, we're going to be pretty full pretty quickly, I reckon. I mean, this is, in a month, just under a month, they've produced nearly 10,000 litres of wool. So, I mean, do the maths, 2-3 months, that's not going to be able to be sold. And again, here I am as I drive, I'm checking the subsidies. We have definitely not made any money from covering our fields in oilseed radish. So I want to know, what exactly is it that I'm missing as part of that mechanic? Why is the game not giving me the money that I need? Or have I done it wrong? Was I supposed to cultivate it right away, or was I not supposed to cultivate it until February? I don't really know. I feel like I did everything by the book. I read the instruction manual and I thought maybe I followed all the processes correctly, but maybe not. Who knows? But we are going to go and get all this wool loaded up into the spinnery, and then we're going to move on to something very exciting, because next up I finally get to spend a little bit of cash. So I'm hoping to be able to get close to 100k. That's what I'd like to get for the next little sort of purchase that we're going to make. Usually I try and repay the loan as quick as possible, but I think this year, especially because it's near the start of the year and I haven't, as we just checked the spinnery here, it's nearly full, see? It's near the start of the year, so I haven't quite sort of made my decision on what all the projects are going to be. I think I've got a good idea, and we're going to start doing a couple of them this episode. But one of the things that I really want to do is purchase a new tractor. I think it's time. We've only had the John Deere and the Challenger for now, so it's probably time to purchase a new tractor. But first of all, I forgot, trying to get close to that 100k, we're going to be selling some sunflowers. So we're at the farmers market. This is the best price point for them, and we're going to tip this trailer full of goods, and let's see, this should be a lot of cash. That's nice. 30k, yes it is. Brilliant. 29,000 from the harvest income, and 2,500 for the environmental score award, which is awesome. So we do have just about enough money to be able to go and purchase what I wanted to purchase. Nearly. We're a little bit short. I would love to get the John Deere 9R series. That's not what I am going to be getting today. But I always check and see if there's anything good on the used machinery. But the problem is, it's so expensive to maintain. Honestly, if you guys could buy a brand new tractor or a used tractor, buy the brand new one. It's just so much better. But we are going to get ourselves a Deutschfahr, I don't know if I'm saying it right, Deutschfahr AgroStar 8.31. So excited. It's another medium-sized tractor, but it's going to be able to pull a lot of the stuff that we already have, a lot of the machines. It will just be a lot quicker. And to be honest, hopefully it actually saves us money in the long term, because I'll be able to use this instead of the Challenger, and the Challenger then wears a lot quicker. I'm actually going to go against getting the Azaria Pro here. The Challenger wears a lot quicker because it's second hand, so hopefully by using it less, it means we actually save ourselves some money on the garage and stuff like that. So we're just going to borrow some cash here. So I said we're going to get a $300,000 loan. We're going to go with $250 for now. I think this might stretch to 300. In my head, I had 300, so I'm going to go with 250 for now and see how we go. But we are going to purchase a bunch of stuff today. So this was me deciding. I am going to go with the Deutschfahr. I really hope I'm saying that right. It's a very good tractor, a very good addition to the farm, and it means that I'll be able to do 2 or 3 contracts on the go at once, which should hopefully, to be honest, it might even pay for itself in this year. I do a lot of contract income, especially in the months that are very labor intensive, like when I do the carrots or any of the sort of soybean harvests, or I have to do the trailer and multiple runs. In those months, I tend to do a lot of contracts, and the contract income often is like around sort of 60, 80k for a busy month. So there should be a decent amount of cash coming our way, especially now that we obviously have the capability to do more than one contract at a time. But I'm pretty happy. This is only our second ever new tractor, our second one. It's pretty crazy. We've played this game for 45 episodes. I've got, lots and lots of hours into it, and this is only our second ever brand new tractor. So here it is. We're going to purchase it for nearly $90,000, but it looks so beautiful. It does. It looks so beautiful. It's nice and shiny and clean, and it's got the hitch at the front, and yeah, I'm looking forward to using this one. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm gonna set it up with this hoe attachment. Now this is our attachment. I just had to reset it because I accidentally forgot where it was, and it was across the other side of the map, and it was just quicker for me to reset than have to go and get it. But we're gonna reset it, and then we are gonna start doing some work on our greenhouse area. One area of the farm that makes us a lot of cash, and I haven't really invested in it heavily, is the greenhouse area. Now we know our 2 greenhouses make us heaps and heaps of money from the lettuce every month. Actually, for the first time last year. Every month. I mean, I guess it is every month. It's more every year when we sell it. For the first time last year, we had too much lettuce. Like we had to change the production because we had too much lettuce, and we couldn't put it all inside the greenhouses. So that got me thinking, why don't I invest more money into this stuff? Like, the greenhouses are a great source of profit. You put them down once, all they need is water. And that's what we're going to be doing today. So I'm going to head over here. I just need a little drink. As you guys can see, my voice is a little bit nasally. I'm going to get myself a quick drink, and I'll be right back once we get this contract up and running, and we can get ready to move on the next bit. Alrighty, so we're here again. We're going to go back to the store because I actually am going to do a second purchase today. So we're going to borrow a little bit more cash. I just don't have enough to do everything I want to do. But I was thinking, if I'm going to invest in the greenhouse, I'm going to invest in the greenhouse area, then I need a water tanker that has a higher capacity than 2,000 liters. So I am going to be purchasing the big one today. Now, that's a lot of cash. It wasn't something that I sort of planned on using. It's probably not the most important purchase, but it is going to save me a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of effort. Now, I did think long and hard about maybe using a mod or something to sort of make this easier. But then in the end, I thought, well, it's not going to be really realistic if I use a mod. I'm happy to use mods, quality of life mods, that sort of thing. But this is something that is actually a fundamental part of the game. I should be $90,000 in the hole if I want to make this easier for myself. This is something that should sort of have a negative effect on my finances because I am going to make this task easier in the future. So as I just failed to type out the license plate here, we are going to call this ZRK Water 45, and we're now the proud new owners of a massive 32,000 litre capacity tanker. Now, the bit I didn't bank on is I thought that a tractor would be able to pull this. Now, in hindsight, I do know that if I just got myself a dolly or a dolly to a semi-trailer or whatever, there's an attachment that you can put onto the tractors that actually lets you pull them. I pull these big trailers with the tractor, but I did end up having to buy a truck to go with it. So the International series, it is a $45,000 truck. This is something that, yes, I'll be honest, I didn't foresee. I didn't think that I would need this, but I did plan on getting a bigger trailer because when I know when it comes to parsnips and carrots and stuff, and soybeans, that's it, sugarcane and soybeans mixed together. Soybeans and a few of the other things, we're going to have a higher capacity than just one trailer load. So it makes sense to be able to get a bigger trailer anyway, and that's something that I was thinking about in the future. So now, seeing as we have the truck for it, I'll probably be more incentivized to buy the bigger trailer and, yeah, save myself some labor-intensive hours going down the line, which would be pretty awesome, to be honest. But yeah, this brand new truck is going to be ours. I've spent quite a bit of our cash trying to get this all sorted. Probably more cash than I thought, but I just want to make it all nice and cool. I do like, I'll be honest, I like the black a little bit better. Yeah. We'll see how we go. I'm not too certain. I did record this a couple of times because my game actually crashed halfway through this, but that's okay. We'll figure out the best purchases. But this should enable me to be able to fill my greenhouse up a lot faster. Hopefully that means that they'll be able to produce. They won't have that downtime, because I know I definitely had a few moments over the last couple of years where the greenhouses actually did get down to 0 liters of water, and obviously that means they're inactive. They're not able to do any of that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's not the best feeling in the world. But what I am going to leave you guys now with, I'm going to go and get this filled up. Now, I'm not going to show you on camera me filling this up, but what I am going to leave you guys with is a quick little time-lapse before we then come back for the next part of this commentary. So enjoy the time-lapse. This is me purchasing the actual thing properly this time. Enjoy the time-lapse of a little bit of farm work, and I will be back for the next part in just a moment.
Well, the morning came, you said it will. You said the bad will go away, but I'm feeling it still. I think I need to get out of this bed and go out for a walk to clear my head. I suppose that I'll be better off alone. We'll be just fine on my own. Used to call you home, but now I'm just addressed unknown. Just throw away my favorite sweater, go on and burn my stupid letters, and box up all my things outside your door, 'cause I don't live there anymore. 'Cause I don't live there anymore. Still hit me like a freight train. I wonder if I'm capable to walk away this pain. I'm thinking, should I just go back to bed? Or is there anything that I can do instead? I suppose that I'll be better off alone. We'll be just fine on my own. Used to call you home, but now I'm just addressed unknown. Just throw away my favorite sweater, go on and burn my stupid letters, and box up all my things outside your door, 'cause I don't live there anymore. 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 'C 'cause I don't live there anymore. The more I think about it, the more I'm getting sure about it. So hear me through, I'm done with you. I suppose that I'll be better off alone. We'll be just fine on my own. Used to call you home, but now I'm just addressed alone. Just throw away my favorite sweater, go on and burn my stupid letters, and box up all my things outside your door, 'cause I don't live there anymore.
Alrighty, we did some planting, we did some rolling, and all of those fields are now prepped and ready to go. And I'm very much looking forward to getting another big haul of sunflowers and stuff like that. But we're going to move on to one of the other mods that I purchased. Now, this is an auto-loading mod. So it's a little bit funky because I actually think that it's got the wrong description for the stuff in the actual mod itself. But it does work pretty nicely. So what this is going to enable us to do is be able to auto-load things that basically require the forklift. So I'll be honest, I've done enough hours in this game to know that I'm not the best with a forklift. And I'll use it when I need to. Like if we were doing a wood transportation contract, I would use the forklift. But if we're just going to be loading the same stuff over and over again, then I feel more comfortable actually getting an auto-load thing. So that's what I've gone ahead and done. This thing should be able to pick up the wool, it should be able to pick up all the pallets of eggs and lettuce and any other stuff that we produce from the greenhouse, fabric, probably not wooden beams, but general products. It's going to be very, very helpful for, and hopefully another big time consumer that I've knocked on the head, and we should be able to get it done a far, far quicker rate with this thing. Now, I did have a little bit of a struggle playing around with this because one of the things it does say in the mod, I just misread it, is that it doesn't pick up old pallets. So if something had already spawned before I got the mod, it's on your new pallets. So it took me a little while to adjust to that, but we do get it locked and loaded and working. So because of that, I don't have any footage of any of the auto load stuff this episode, but we will have plenty of chances to use this in the future because yeah, it's just going to be a bit of a time saver. So let me drop off those seeds and we'll get started with the next bit, which is we're going to go and sell some wood and fabric. So you see here I try and play around to get the eggs on board and fix it all up, but I actually can't do that yet because these are all old pallets. It needs to be new pallets, so I'm just playing around, learning the controls. It is actually quite intuitive. I pick it up pretty quickly, but we are going to move on from this because it's time to sell some wool again. Now we've moved on. It's April. It's a little bit further down, but look again. Look how much wool we managed to get here. So these sheep are going to be really good money makers for us. We've been looking for something like this for a long, long time. And to be honest, I'm pretty excited to be able to turn this all into money at a different point of the year. So obviously the wool and the fabric, the clothes, if we eventually get to clothes, the best time of the year to sell them is in April. So now we're talking November, January, March, and April are all income months, depending on the product that is the best price that month. Now that's nearly half the year. And to be honest, we don't do anything in some of the quieter months anyway, so I tend to skip through them. So it feels like more and more we've got more stuff to sell at more points of the year, and that can only ever be a good thing. So I'm hoping that as we move forward in the future, we'll just continue to add to that, maybe double the production, triple the production, and hopefully be able to, yeah, get closer to this 100 million, because excuse my terrible driving here, I really have no idea what I was doing. I think it was quite late when I was recording this, and I was like, oh crap, I better get this sorted before I go to bed. Clearly, because I definitely fast asleep trying to drive this tractor here, as we finally managed to get this wool sold. It was only 7,000, but still, 7,000, you know, adds up pretty quickly. If I'm doing that, you know, once a month, or whatever it is, it might not be 7k if it's not the best price, but it will creep up pretty quickly. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to be able to do that. Now, we are going to head over to the spinnery because I want to grab all the fabric, and then we're going to sell all the fabric tonight as well, and make sure that we can maximize our profits while the price is high. Well, the price is right. But yeah, just while we're sort of on that, let me know your thoughts. I feel like I've diversified the farm a lot. I feel like we have lots of different avenues of revenue, lots of different months that we sell it in, and it feels like, yeah, I sort of just touched on it before, but it feels like we're getting closer to being able to produce lots of money every year for the farm in different avenues, and that can only ever be a good thing, right? So the next step I'd like to do is I'd really like to get the tailor shop. I think the tailor shop for here would be awesome. I think it would be quite fun to have. And it also means that we go from, I think the fabric's like 5k maybe, something like that. You guys get to witness greatness again. This is why I got the auto load mod, because I am terrible with this forklift and you guys are going to witness it twice in one episode. but that's okay. But yeah, maybe the tailor shop is next because we can go from, yeah, whatever the cost of the fabric is to, I think clothes sell for like 20k or something stupid. So it is obviously a triple production material. We have to do the wool, then the fabric, and then make it into clothes. But I see no reason for it to not work, to be honest. And it's so colourful. It always catches my eye because how can the dull, boring sheep make such colourful products? It's really cool to see, and it gets me thinking every time. It's really nice to see. But here's the first 2 pallets loaded up, and yeah, we'll go in the future. But one of the things I was thinking of is where would we actually put where would we put the tailor shop? I'd like it to be close to here, but the issue is I don't own any of the land close to this field. So I think maybe one of the first things we have to prioritize is purchasing the rest of the fields on this back row. We own all of them at the top. We own all of them at the top. We own all of them at the bottom. But I think it's 77, 78 on the left-hand side of where we are right now, and then at the top is obviously 76 and 75. It's probably time to purchase them all because this is our farm anyway. We've got everything else. We've gone ahead and purchased the spinnery before we purchase those fields. It's just a matter of time. So maybe once I repay all the money, and excuse me, my voice is getting very nasally, but I am a little bit sick. But once we repay all the money, maybe one of the next things we do is potentially get, I was thinking about moving out that gate there, by the way. I decided against it. Is, yeah, potentially get those other fields purchased, and then we can plant our tailor shop around here somewhere, because I do own this land after all. There's no reason that I shouldn't be able to just plop a tailor shop like here on the left or on the right. That'd be nice. It'd be nice, and it'd be a very easy sort of hop across, although I would probably just set it to distributing instead of storing. But it'd be a very easy hop across town to get all that produced and up and running. But hey, for the first time ever, Kylora Farm is going to sell some fabric. So we're heading over to the farmer's market. The farmer's market is basically the holy grail of selling points. It's, yeah, definitely the best. And hopefully this should net us quite a lot of cash, because we do have a lot of money to repay. Now, we'll see how it goes. $40,000 worth of wool. I mean, it's 35, and then I've got 3,000 for the environmental score, but that's pretty good. Alrighty, so finally, time to spend some cash. So we're in April, and I'm going to put down one of the other mods that I have. Now, I was touch and go about this, but as you guys can see, I've made, I don't know if I actually showed you, I've got 3 warehouses extra. I've got 3 large warehouses extra there on the left. So what I need is somewhere to put down all of the storage. I need a cold storage, basically. It's not good enough to just leave the lettuce and the eggs and all the nice products out to pasture. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and loaded all the eggs here, and I'll just have a quick check on the sunflowers. I'm going to put them in this fancy new mod that I've got. So this is a cold storage. I think it holds like 400 pallets or something crazy. And I definitely did this the wrong way. I know now that I can just drive in backwards, but it's just really hard to do that with the trailer and with the little dolly thing. It's not easy to do, but yeah, this is a cold storage. So this building, although it's very questionably placed across the road, this is my land. I can do what I want. This building now has the capacity to be able to hold all of the lettuce and all of the eggs that we need. And yeah, it's just a touch of realism. I feel bad always leaving the eggs out, particularly the eggs. The lettuce, not so much, because it is what it is, but I feel bad leaving the eggs out on sort of just on the side of the chicken coop. It never sits right with me, so I've gone ahead and fixed that. And yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to give you a quick time lapse as I talk over this of me loading all the lettuce and all the eggs into the brand new cold storage. This is something that I saw on one of my other YouTube videos that I watch, but I think it's a nice little addition. And it only costs $20,000, so it's not a lot of cash, but it does mean that we have fresh produce all year round, and it's a nice little sort of, I don't know, it's a nice little task. Every time I'm putting things in here, it feels like we're going to make heaps more money later down the line. So for every pallet of lettuce I put in here, this is $2,000 that we're going to have in January. And I'll be honest, look at my forklift skills. I know that's not a forklift, it's a front loader tractor, but still. My skills are woeful. They're terrible. I can't continue to do this. I need to be able to just put them in and auto load them and have them in the cold storage. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. But guys, we're coming towards the end of the episode. I really want to thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, if you could please leave a like and a comment down below. Let me know what the best part was. That'd be very greatly appreciated. Subscribe for more. I'm going to leave you with a little time lapse to finish off this episode. And other than that, I will catch you guys next time. Bye for now.